I have a very interesting YouTube video for you today because I have one of our students who've come for a class, and I'm going to ask him to introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I live in Dartford. Been growing trees in pots for many years, but have more time on my hands now, so I'm trying to take it more seriously. So I brought along some trees to have a look at.
Right. So from what I see, you have a very good eye. You've been trying to train some of these varieties, and you're using easily available material. And this is a thuya, which most people would never dream of using. Like the Leylandii, they're very, very difficult to use as bonsai, but not impossible. I've always told people that there's no such thing as an impossible tree. Yeah, you can always tackle something. So I like the initiative and the enterprising spirit you have, like this one. This one, did you say it's a blueberry?
A blueberry. I was told there's nothing on the pot to say what it is, but I looked it up on Google Lens and it said it was a blueberry.
Yeah, it's some sort of a Pyrrhus, I think it could be. Could be Pyrrhus. Pyrrhus Andromeda. They are very
I do
nice,
like flowering trees, plants.
That's lovely. And this is a evergreen oak, huh?
Yes.
So these are typical nursery plants, and this is what most people who are hobbyists have access to and can make bonsai from them. So I want to show this video because a lot of people are intimidated. They say you've only got to get these imported Itoigawa junipers and rare red maples and all to make bonsai. But no, you can use things like this. So I'm sure you, like many other people, have understood what can be used and what can't be used. So you've done some wiring to this thuya, but I'm going to help you to improve it and show you some of the finer points of wiring. This we will wire and change to bonsai. So in the space of a couple of hours, we'll transform these 3 trees into what we would call recognizable bonsai. With this thuya, I noticed that you've already chosen the branches. You've chosen the branches extremely well. You see how it's staggered here? And they're all in the right position. Maybe that could go that side, but we can deal with that. And the overall shape can be improved a bit. So we'll start about wiring, because I'm holding the camera. We will take shots every now and then, and we will see how we go. All right?
Thank you.
So let me show you what we've done so far. We've put 2 pairs of wires so far, and the wire we've used here is 3mm wire. I always remind people that using the right grade of wire comes with experience. You will know what grade of wire will do what job. So, and the little zigzagging to the branches, not leaving it just straight. So we are now going to arrange the branches so that it's more evenly spaced throughout the branch. If you can hold the camera for me, I will just show you. These are a bit confusing there.
Yeah.
So I think there's a case for taking this one this side. Can you see?
Yeah, it opens it up.
Opening it this way.
Yeah, definitely.
It gives more balance, much more balance, and it opens up the trunks. Whereas before you couldn't see the trunk.
It's all hidden there.
So showing the trunk is very important. So that, and of course the overall design of most bonsai is conical. As long as you make the bonsai in a conical shape or a dome shape, you can't go far wrong. At the moment, it's like a box shape.
Yes.
So we're going to aim for a conical shape. And once the conical shape is achieved, we're going to get a very credible tree. So we will proceed to wire the rest of these. Another, I think, 3 or 4 pairs of branches, and we should be there. So you can see the progression. We've done almost all the wiring, and we've barely spent 20 minutes. Okay, so we're going to do something to the apex. So this is what the tree is looking like now. So as I said, very difficult species, but we will show you what is possible with this in a short space of time. So we are now going to try and create the triangular shape and also give an apex. Okay, you can refine the gin later on. A lot of people like to play with gins. So the soil you've used is very good, free draining, nice. The roots are in very good condition.
Do you think I've let it get a bit too dry for the moment? Or?
No, that's okay. Conifers are not as demanding as deciduous trees. Deciduous trees, if you let it get too dry, the leaves will wilt. With conifers, the needles are more resilient. That's lovely root. And because this is a vigorous species, we can easily cut a little over a third of those roots off. We're going to get it in a shallower pot. So look at that healthy root, so much of it. So we can easily take some of it off. So I would suggest you take this much off.
Okay, will do.
Don't be afraid. This is the last day of March, and conifers are quite resilient. It's quite safe to do it. Look at all that coming off.
I'd be worried if it was tomorrow, April Fool's Day, and you're telling me
No. I think we can
more?
try it. No, we can try it now. Bring the tree now, and let's test it against these pots. So, foliage-wise, you see, we've hardly taken much foliage off. Okay, so put it on the turntable. Let's see what it looks like. So our first choice was the drum pot. That's a perfect fit. That's a perfect fit. Okay,
yeah,
why don't you try that soft triangular shape as well? Because it's leaning, the soft triangular may also be quite suitable. You tell me what you prefer, and then I will tell you my opinion.
I prefer round the drum.
Yeah, you prefer the round. You want to try it again? I never try to influence customers too much, because after all it's their tree and it's
Although
what
it is
they
leaning
like.
a long way out of the pot.
Yeah. Up to you.
It maybe looks a bit unstable.
I personally prefer the rectangular. Try it again and have a look. You see why the rectangular? Because as you say, it's leaning, so that soft rectangular gives it more balance. Gives it more balance. Makes it look more stable.
Yep, surprise, surprise, you're right.
Surprise, surprise, I'm right. Another little point I would like to make is that if you look at the branches, there is one superfluous branch. If you look through the camera lens, the camera never lies, you know, as you know, you're a photographer.
Yes.
That low branch is not necessary.
That one that's coming towards us at the front.
Yeah. Don't you agree?
This one.
Yeah. You don't need that. You don't need that.
Yep, I would agree.
And then we can adjust that first branch to the left.
Yeah.
Okay, if we unwind that, I will wrap that wire to the upper branch as an anchor, so we won't cut off. Just undo that wire and we will do that. So step by step we are getting there, and we pointed out that there are two branches which are what we call spoiling the line of the tree. So if you kindly remove them with the secateurs.
Do you want to leave a stub on it, or just
You
take it
can
flush?
leave it, you can then decide to make a little gin, yeah, like that. Perfect, you can then decide a gin. That one no
too
stop.
small, yeah.
So now it's given a cleaner line to the bottom. And if you hold the camera for me, I will show you. I can then bring this branch down a little more, like so. You see, like that,
Yes.
like that. And this is your finished tree. So we'll pot it up and then we will do the final adjustments.
Brilliant.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
So here we are. We've got a very credible slanting style. And when the trunk thickens, it should be nice. One little trick which I've shown people, if you score the bark with zigzag lines, it'll help it to thicken very fast. At the moment, the trunk looks a bit juvenile.
Yes, yes.
But once it gets roughed up, it'll look really nice. Keep it that height, don't have to get bigger than that. So we'll show the before and after, so you're happy with Project number 2. This is an evergreen oak, home oak of some kind. Do you know what the variety was? There's so many evergreen
Variety,
oak.
I don't know. It just said it was a holly oak.
Holly oak, okay. So if we take it out of the pot, that's the first thing to do. We can then explore the nebari, the surface roots, again in good condition. And so there are different options. You can use the entire length of the tree, put a wire, we can make it into an informal upright shape. But you were talking of making it a slightly shorter tree. So the first option is to take it maybe over here you could,
Yes.
but then there's so many other options.
I do like small trees.
Okay. So the other option was to use this as the leader there. Here. So you're going to reduce it to half the height.
At least.
Don't
yes.
forget, the trunk is not very thick, so you will need a shorter tree for the proportion, so that the proportion of the trunk is appropriate for the height of the tree. So if it's too tall for a thin trunk, it doesn't look quite
Yes.
right.
And a lot of that is the same width, so
Yes.
it's got
No
no
taper.
real taper, no.
Yeah, no taper and no movement either.
No.
So it's just a pruning exercise.
Yep.
So what would you prune?
I think I'd go straight for the...
Okay, why don't you have the pleasure of chopping it off. Just leave a tiny bit, like 1/8 of an inch above the taper, so that it can die back to that point. Okay, here we go. Half the tree coming off. There you go, short tree. You can try making cuttings. I'm not sure how successful they are. The rest is just pruning.
Yep.
Do you want to do it, or do you want me to show you?
I think I'd be happy if you could show me
All right,
first
can
time.
you hold the camera?
Thank you.
Now, because we want the proportions correct, and we are aiming for triangular shape. So those are the basic principles, almost non-negotiable. And do it in stages rather than in one fell swoop. And even that, see, that conical shape would work, but it's still, I would prefer to take it down to here.
Yep.
And then we can wire these like this. You can still get that effect. By taking the tips out, you'll encourage back budding. Even this one should back bud. We need a back bunch. I'm going to leave that for a while. And then we can do a bit of wiring to the top to give more definition. So sometimes a double coil of wire is more effective than a single coil, so I'm going to put a double coil of 2 millimeter. I always remind people that 2 millimeter is probably the most used gauge of wire in bonsai.
Depending on how it grows, how long would you expect that wire to stay on before it needs to come off? This season?
Yeah, it could be. Keep an eye on it, because
Yeah.
it could be growing quite rapidly. See, trying it at different angles also helps. In fact, looking at it from this side is quite nice too. See, we were always looking at this as the front. I'm taking the foliage off, but I know that it will produce new leaves. See, even this side is quite pleasing.
Yeah, and that root at the base gives it a bit of
Yeah.
width.
So live with it. Put it in a bonsai training pot for now. We can wash some of these branches, one of these. When you get new side shoots, then we can take this further down.
Yeah.
No rush to take it down straight away. And maybe a little more wire. It's taking the initial decision which is tricky, isn't it?
Yes, and a bit scary. Well, I'm happier doing it on a deciduous tree than I am on a conifer.
Yeah, deciduous trees, you get the branches growing again very rapidly. So it's all about proportion. So we're coming back again to this. You see, it's quite pleasing this way.
Yep.
Rather than that, it doesn't matter that the lead is going this way. This side is a bit flat, isn't it? Whereas this side, you've got the nice root going there. And then it'll bulk up. You can even wire this if you wish, that triangular shape. So again, the triangular shape, you can't go far wrong. Once you establish the triangular shape, you will be there. So just put it in a plastic training pot, which we will do. And that's it. And the other tree, similar. So we'll pot this up and then show it again. Now, while you've got the camera, let's look at this one. Again, this one is another exercise in pruning. All these garden center trees are very healthy. The base is very nice. So for the thickness of trunk, you don't need the tree that big. So I suggest you're looking at a tree about this size to make it look appropriate or in proportion to the thickness of the trunk.
Yep.
Nice clump style, maybe a little bit of wiring, but I don't think much wiring is needed. So I leave you to prune that.
Thank you.
So the other two trees were just pruning, and we've got a reasonable tree out of it. That Pierce, we haven't gone too mad. I know we could have trimmed it even more, but let it grow and then we can always come back to it. But the main thing is the multi-trunk character. So you're happy with that?
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Peter.
Okay.
Couldn't have done it on my own.
Good. Okay, great. Okay. Put it on the turntable, we have a final look. Take those off, take those off. So we've given it an apex, and the gin we're going to decide, or you're going to decide what to do with it in time, but leave it for now. That little one can be gin as well. So we've taken the first couple of branches much higher up, and the leading style suits the tree. So there we go.